The land of the dead. In the land of the dead, Odysseus seeks to learn of his destiny, so what his future holds. The source of his information is Tiresias, the famous blind prophet from the city of Thebes. The prophet's lack of external sight suggests the presence of true insight. Circe has told Odysseus exactly what rites, or what he must do, he must perform to bring Tiresias up from the dead. Odysseus continues his story. Then I addressed the blurred and breathless dead, vowing to slaughter my best heifer for them before she calved at home in Ithaca, and burn the choice bits on the altar fire. So he promises a sacrifice when he gets home. As for Tiresias, I swore to sacrifice a black lamb, handsomest of all our flock. Thus, to assuage the nations of the dead, to please the dead, I pledged these rites, then slashed the lamb and ewe, letting their black blood stream into the well pit. So he goes to the land of the dead, and he sacrifices a heifer and a lamb. And then he lets their blood stream into a well pit, similar to what hunters do. When they get deer out in the field, they have to drain the deer before they bring the body back. So that's similar to what he's doing. Now the souls gathered, stirring out of Erebus. Erebus is another name for Hades. Brides and young men and men grown old in pain, and tender girls whose hearts were new to grief. Many were there too, torn by brazen lance heads, battle slain, bearing still their bloody gear. And so Homer's just describing the spirits that are coming up to drink this blood. From every side they came and sought the pit with rustling cries, and I grew sick with fear. But presently I gave command to my officers to flay those sheep, or strip the skin from the sheep, the bronze cut down, and make burnt offerings of flesh to the gods below, to sovereign death, to pale Persephone. Meanwhile I crouched with my drawn sword to keep the surging phantoms from the bloody pit, till I should know the presence of Tiresias. So he pulls out his sword, thinking that's going to help keep the spirits from him. Soon from the dark that prince of Thebes came forward bearing a golden staff, and he addressed me. So it's Tiresias talking now. Son of Laertes and the gods of old, Odysseus, master of landways and seaways, why leave the blazing sun, O man of woe, to see the cold death and the joyless region? Stand clear, put up your sword, let me but taste of blood, and I shall speak true. So he tells Odysseus to put his sword away, and then he's going to drink some of the blood so he can tell Odysseus' future. At this I stepped aside, and in the scabbard let my long sword ring home to the pommel silver. He puts his sword away, as he bent down to the somber blood. Then spoke the prince of those with gift of speech. Great captain, a fair... Oops, I need to switch the page. Great captain, a fair wind and the honey lights of home are all you seek, but anguish or trouble lies ahead. The God who thunders on the land prepares it. Who's the God of earthquake? Not to be shaken from your track, implacable or merciless, in rancor for the sun whose eye you blinded. So this Poseidon is seeking revenge on Odysseus because he blinded his son Poseidon, and he's going to make his journey tough. One narrow strait may take you through his blows. There's one way that you can avoid his stormy seas. Denial of yourself and restraint of your shipmates. When you make landfall on Thrinacia first and quit the violent sea, dark on the land you'll find the grazing herds of Helios, by whom all things are seen, all speech is known. Remember, Helios is the god of sun, so when the sun's up, nothing escapes his view. Avoid those kind. He says, stay away from the cattle, stay away from Helios' cattle. Hold fast to your intent, and hard seafaring brings you all to Ithaca. But if you raid the beeves, if you eat those cattle, I see destruction for ship and crew, though you survive alone. So if they eat the cattle, Odysseus's men will die and his ship will be destroyed, but Odysseus will survive. Bereft of all companions, lost for years, under strange sail shall you come home, to find your own house filled with trouble. Insolent men eating your livestock as they court your lady. And so he says, once you get home, your house is going to be full of men basically living there, eating your food, trying to get with your wife. Aye, you shall make those men atone in blood. There will be a battle. But after you have dealt out death, in open combat or by stealth, to all the suitors, go overland on foot and take an oar, until one day you come where men have lived with meat unsalted, never known the sea, nor seen sea-going ships with crimson bows and oars that fledge light hulls for dipping flight. The spot will soon be plain to you, and I can tell you how. Some passerby will say, "What winnowing fan is that upon your shoulder?" Halt, and implant your smooth oar in the turf, and make sacrifice to the Lord Poseidon, a ram, a bull, a great buck boar. Turn back and carry out your pure hecatombs, sacrifices, at home to all wide heaven's lords, the undying gods, to each in order. So he basically says, once you've defeated all the men and you've become the ultimate winner, go and make a big sacrifice to all the gods. He's trying to make amends with all the gods. Then a sea-born death, soft as this hand of mist, will come upon you when you are wearied out with rich old age, your countryfolk in blessed peace around you, and all this shall be as I foretell. He says if you pray to the gods and make a large sacrifice, you will live to be an old man and die peacefully on your homeland with your family around.